Good morning, children. Today, our first lesson is our Earth. Last session, we learnt about some keywords which help to understand the lesson in better way. Here, follow the sentences carefully and listen. We live on this Earth along with millions of other animals, plants, and microorganisms. So we are living on the Earth along human beings. There are also some animals, plants, and microorganisms. Here, microorganisms means the things, the living things which we cannot see with an naked eye, like coronaviruses. These are called as microorganisms. We human beings arrived on this earth about 1 lakh years ago. So these human beings started living on the earth and 1 lakh years back. More than any other animal, human beings have been trying to make the earth a better place to live in. So, here, as a human being, the God has given tremendous and marvelous thinking power and talkative power to a human being. So, the man is trying to live on earth in a better way than other living things. We have been constantly trying to change ourselves and our surroundings. So, our environment, our surroundings, our nature, we are trying to change the nature according to our convenience. This process we have entered into conflict with other inhabitants of the earth and amongst ourselves. So, in this process, living process, and we are getting a conflict with other living things like animals and plants. So, better than that, animals and plants, we are trying to live in a better way. Above all, we have tried to understand our earth and our activities so that we can live in better life. We are trying to understand our earth, what is earth, and what resources are there available, and how to use that resources. In that way, we are going to explore. For long, we have looked at the earth as a storehouse of resources. So, on the earth, there are so many resources are there: water resources, mineral resources, and other resources which help us human being. These all we are exploring, and we started exploit and use at will. We are using the resources according to our convenience, and we are wasting and exploiting the resources. Gradually, we are realizing the fallacy of this viewpoint. So slowly, we are utilizing the resources our wish, our will, and also some we are spoiling these natural resources and nature. Our reckless exploitation of the earth has meant the destruction of forests, rivers, hills, fellow animals, and even fellow humans. So in this process, what is happening here? We are destructing, we are exploiting the forests, destroying forests, cutting trees, and we are polluting the rivers and hills, digging the hills for construction of some other hill houses and other purposes. So these fellow animals and even fellow humans, this will affect other animals and plants and our surrounding areas also. This has resulted in what many are calling the environmental crisis. It is called as environmental crisis, means spoiling of environment, degrading of all natural resources like global warming and poisoning our soils, water, and air. So, in this process, we are spoiling without our knowledge. We are spoiling the water resources, forests, and hills. By this, the global warming is and poisoning of soils, water, and air. So, these are all getting polluting by our activities. Today, more than at any other time, we need to build a new understanding of the earth. So, we have to understand our earth while we are using these resources, how it works, and what we do on it, and what we do with each other. So these resources, to save these resources, what you have to do, what activities you have to cultivate. Next topic is our universe, the sun, and the earth. Our universe means the world, the total total world, the sun, and the earth. For thousands of years, humans have been looking into sky and trying to understand the objects that shine there, the stars that remain fixed vis-a-vis each other, and the sun, the moon, and the planets which keep moving across the sky. So millions of years onwards, we are trying to understand and shining on the sky. In the sky, the stars they remain fixed vis-a-vis each other. How the stars are fixed each other, and the sun, the moon, and the planets. So millions of years back onwards, we are trying to understand these all um, objects, how they form in the universe, which keep moving across the sky. These are all moving across the sky, sun, moon, and what are these, and in what ways are they related to us? And these all objects, and what is the relation between human beings and these objects we are trying to understand. How do they affect us? About these all constellation objects, how they are affecting the human being. Many people studied these objects very carefully, noting down all movements and happenings in the sky and tried to figure out what they are and how they move and work. Here, these are all movements of the sun, moon, and stars, and we are trying to understand and what is happening in the sky and try to figure out what they are and how they move and work. So these are objects, how they are moving, and what the relation between this movement of uh, objects and a human being. Initially, people thought that Earth was firm and stationary, and all others went around it. Initially, people thought that the Earth was firm, means Earth is not moving, it is not a movable object, and stationary, it located one place, and all others went around it. All others means here, sun, moon, and stars will round around it. That is one opinion of the human being. Since things have been like this for thousands of years, they also thought that the earth, stars, and sun have been like this forever and will be like this forever without any change. So after some years, they also thought that the earth, stars, and sun have been like this forever, means moving around the earth and continuously, and will be like this forever without any changes. About 500 years ago, scientists came up with a new understanding. So scientists got some idea about this universe after before 500 years, that the Earth is not in the middle of everything. They thought that they came to understand that the Earth is not middle of everything, that it is actually moving around the sun, and that the sun itself is also moving, and the countless stars in the sky are actually so many suns. So slowly they can understand, the understanding that the sun and itself moving around this all universe and moving, and that the countless stars also moving, and actually, and they also having so many suns. During the last 100 or so years, people have been figured out that stars are born, they grow old, and even die. So like this in the universe, the stars are newly born, and they are dying slowly. Scientists have figured out that the stars are actually part of larger groups called galaxies, and that there are millions of galaxies in the universe. Here, the stars, the group of stars is called as a galaxy. Like these galaxies, so many galaxies are there in the universe. Now, they are all of the view that the universe itself started some 13.7 years ago with a big bang, and that it may end several billion years later. So this um, universe was formed 13.7 billion years ago, and still it will end after several billion years later. From this were formed galaxies, and within the galaxies were formed stars, and around many stars, planets formed, and around them. So like this, so many galaxies are there. So in these galaxies, and some planets also formed, and the planets rounding around the universe. In our lives, things move very fast. Things change every moment. So things means here the situations. The situations, some situations will happen, and the situation will change in our life. However, these astronomical changes take place over thousands and even millions of years. So this is a continuous process. The astronomical changes means the rotation of the sun, moon, and the stars, the changing places and movement. It will continuously will happen over thousands and even millions of years.